Alrighty, guys, so here we are again. Different day, same ground. This time we're going to be talking X-Men, specifically 3 ways to fix the X-Men universe. Whether they go to the MCU, whether they stay with Fox, this is a universal fix, so it doesn't matter. Comment down below what you want to see from the X-Men universe and all the characters moving forward in the comment section down below. I promise you I read every single comment and I try to reply to every single one. So without further ado, let's jump right into step 1. We need to establish 2 characters. 2 characters that are going to be the stars of our universe. It doesn't matter if you want it to be Wolverine again, pick Wolverine. If you want it to be Magneto and Professor X, pick them. But I'm personally going to go with Cyclops and Professor X, and here's why. This is like a Karate Kid relationship developed in comics. The mentor-student relationship is only paralleled by maybe Batman and Robin. The knowledge and morals that he puts into Scott trickles down. In the classic comics, it trickles down to all the other mutants. He is the voice of wisdom. He is the voice of Professor X amongst the X-Men. When they go out to the field, he's the leader. He's the one leading them. So imagine showing that relationship. You start off early in the film. Cyclops comes into the school, and then Professor X takes a liking to him because of his ability and his blindness and him treating himself as an outcast and just his story overall. And then slowly that mentor relationship, that father role starts to develop, and you see throughout the film the X-Men get formed and they pick the X-Men, and then Scott has to lead them on their first mission. Like, you could go the first hour and 30 minutes of the film just developing the relationship between Charles and his students, but specifically Scott, and then your last 30-40 minutes, whatever, however you want to crank out the time, is spent on the villain. Of course, you develop your villain throughout the film. Maybe it's the Sentinels again or Magneto in the background, but you develop your villain throughout the film. But you see Charles taking Scott with him to these press conferences, these meetings, whatever it is, these forums, to discuss the freedom of mutants, the equality that mutants and humans need, them sharing and coexisting, all that good stuff. You see him imparting his wisdom onto Scott. Imagine that. We haven't seen that. Plus, you get to see cool Cyclops. Cyclops has always been underrated in these films. He is the leader of the X-Men. He is a tactical genius on the level of Batman, Captain America, Black Panther. He is up there. He leads the X-Men. Come on now. This would be a great way to make audiences care about Cyclops, and you get to develop another set of characters behind him. Let's give the audience something new. Moving on to point number 2. We need to get some action in these films. And I know I just said in my previous point that you can develop the relationship, but my point is you can still get some action scenes, some hype scenes of these guys using their powers. If you think about it, there's only been, 2 X-Men films that have really, maybe 3 if you count First Class, that have really showed out with the powers. We always, and that's, Bryan Singer's a great director, he does great, but you don't really get to see a lot of the powers and spectacle that you would get from the MCU, or even the DCEU with all its faults. You don't get to see the powers and scale of these mutants, and that's something that you really need to hook the audience. You can't just go for 2 hours drowning them with dialogue and then throw in an action scene at the end, call it a day. Sprinkle in some cool scenes throughout the film. Maybe do a danger room training. Maybe just all types of little things. I'm trying to get you guys out of here quick. That first point ran a little long. I'm sorry, guys, but on to point number 3. And this may be the most important. You cannot deviate from a set system. There needs to be a storyline in place. So when you start film 1 with Charles and Professor X, maybe in film 4, it's Charles and Cyclops. I said Charles and Professor X a while ago. I know I did. I messed that up. I'm so sorry, guys. It's Charles and Cyclops in film 4 deviating. They're broken up now. Cyclops no longer believes in what Charles has taught him throughout all these years. And he's slowly been corrupted by Magneto. Or maybe he's a mixture of the two, which has happened in the comics now. You need to have a storyline and stick to it. Quit doing random films and plucking random villains. That's how you get all over the place. That's why your universe's timeline is so wacky right now, because you guys simply make films and attach an X-Men name to them. Build a story across 4 films, and this is what the MCU will really help them do. But I'm hoping Fox can get it together. Those are my 3 points. I tried to get them to you as quick as possible. Let me know your 3 points down below in the comments section. Quick side note before we get out of here. We have recently reached 84 subscribers. We are so close to 100. So thanks to all of you who have subscribed, my new subscribers, my old subscribers. All of you are appreciated. Extend your arms and give me a warm, fuzzy hug. With all that being said, guys, like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.